Namaskar friends, welcome to Export Import Supply Chain Custom. And today in the session, we will understand the job descriptions of logistic and import export manager. Okay, so the job responsibility is related to movement of goods, perishable goods from one country to another country. Okay, so perishable goods are goods which can be spoiled if you will not deliver in time. So in such case, the timeline is very important. Okay, so keep in mind whatever type of goods are we exporting, timeline is very important. Now we'll start the session of the module job description of logistic manager of import export. Okay, so strategy of development. What is the strategy of development for this job role? Contribute the creation and implemented the best practice. Okay, you have to contribute the creation means that you have to bring new innovative ideas and to be implement them in the best practice of the logistic vision. Okay, so what would be the, you might thinking, what is the logistic vision? Logistic vision is that provide you cost effective way, time effective way, or service effective way at the best level. This called the logistic vision. So you have to create new innovative ideas to bring down the cost, up down the service, okay, and the timeline, and need to implement such best practice which give you the best objective of the logistic vision. Okay, in that you have to create some strategy which improve the services. You have create the best policies and procedures and process which improve the operational performance. Okay, so thing need to understand that if you are the manager of the logistic and import export manager, then you have to create best practice way that improve the entire process and gives the best objective of the company and best operational performance. So we will understand now some general task and management. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, there are some tasks are mentioned here. So we will discuss this task. Okay, so first is plan and manage. Okay, how you can plan and manage that plan? Evaluate logistic operations and liaising with the internal stakeholder, supplier and logistic provider, and transportation companies and customer. Okay, for example, you have received any order from other country. So what is your next step? First is planning of the dispatch. Okay, then what is the planning? In the planning, first you have check out where internal stakeholder that the materials are ready or not. Okay, so you have to licensing your operational logistic licensing with the internal stakeholder that they have prepared goods or not. We can say the goods are ready for dispatch or not. So this is the planning. Okay, and you have to manage this planning and you have to evaluate logistic operation. Okay, evaluate logistic operation means that the operation which are giving best performance or not. If not, then you have to update the operations, okay, which is related to internal stakeholder. Okay, and supplier also to be supplier, just like you are buying some materials from the supplier. So in such case, you have to understand the logistic operation is not right way, then you have to update it, like it affect the time or cost or service, then you have to update. So you have to manage this logistic operation and evaluate. Then supplier provider, logistic provider, just like it vehicles, truck, and that things. Okay, so truck drivers and transporters, you have to understand the working and the process of working is making the cost effective and we can say time effective, then you have to update also this. So in such case, you also need to be contact with the customer. So these are the general tasks which is internally integrated with the internal stakeholder, supplier, logistic provider, and transportation company and customer. Okay, so just we receive order. So first we need to understand what is our first step. So you have to contact with the internal stakeholder. They will make ready goods for dispatch. Okay, if not available the goods, in such case, what we will do, we will contact to the supplier and we arrange the packing materials, or we can say the materials which we need to export. Okay, so this is the licensing with the supplier. Now logistic provider and transport company. Okay, after the contact with the supplier, the goods need to move from the supplier to our factory warehouse location. So in such case, we need to contact with the logistic provider that will provide you transport through a transport company. And finally, the goods we dispatch from our country to the customer. Then finally, we take the feedback from the customer that we have dispatched good. Have you received or not? And if you are not received, then we have to share the actual location of the goods. We can say real time location of the goods to the customer. And if goods are already received, then we can take the feedback that we have sent this good in such condition. If the goods receive in the right condition or not. So this is the liaising with the customer. Okay. So this thing need to understand as a job responsible for the export import logistic manager. Now next one which is on your screen, create and implement best practice logistic principles, policy and process across the organization to improve operational and financial performance. Okay, so try to understand here. You have to create and implement the best practice of logistic principles. Okay, so what would be it? Okay, so you have to understand like logistic principles practice, how we can make best practice. So this is the thing which we need to understand. We need to make the good relation with the transport company and the good relation with the logistic provider, service provider. Okay, so in such case, the reliable service we can give the best movement of good. Okay, so in such case, what we will do? We have to take up here the historical data in previous last 3 year, which transport service we have used and which transport service have given us best practice, best services. Okay, so we need to analysis such thing. So in such list of logistic company, we have to find out the best prices, best service level, and best timeline service delivery. Okay, so this key parameter will identify the selection of the transport logistic provider. Okay, now this process need to be implemented in your service that give you best objective to achieve for which in favor of the organization. Now it will improve the operational and financial performance. You need to understand the everything in the organization which giving the best practice and efficient service that will help to improve the financial performance and operational performance. Let's take example like in any company, the product or any machinery which is not giving best services, and the service, the machine which is need to repair again and again. So in such case, what your movements are, the productions procedure or operational procedures are halt. Okay, so in such case the order will delays. So here you have to, either you have to change the machine or you have to replace it, or the same thing. Okay, so this is thing you have to do, otherwise your service will be not good at the end to customer. Okay, so in such case we have to find out which factor is which factor is affecting our service level to customer. Okay, so we need to find out such thing. Now next one is deliver solutions to logistic problem. Okay, so deliver solution to logistic problem while maintaining high level of quality and service in budgetary requirements. Okay, so you have to deliver the solution to logistic problem, means that when you deliver the goods, the solution of logistic moments in the right way. Okay, and the problem will be solved in correct way. Just like you need to understand your movement of goods in logistic system is perfectly as per timeline. It's good to achieve the objective. In some cases this thing is not happen in right way, like your transporter is not arranging the transport service in right way. Okay, then what you will do, you will arrange other logistic service provider. It will give you best services. But in such case we have to keep in mind the they have, the new person need to maintain the high level of quality and service in given budgetary requirement. Okay, so you have a limited budget for that things, you cannot go beyond that limited budget, otherwise it will affect the cost again. So in the limited budget you have to arrange the best logistic provider, transport company. They will give you the good services. Okay, now monitor quality and quantity, deliver times and transport cost. Monitor quality. So as a manager of import export logistic manager, you have to monitor quality is also the part of your job responsibility. Okay, so in such case the quality and quantity is the very important part. Okay, just like a whatever order you received, like a you order receive of the 3,000 unit, so quantity of this 300 order must be the same, otherwise the customer will send you email that we receive short amount of quantity. Okay, so in same way the quality also the important part. If you are exporting the perishable goods from your company to another country, then in such case the quality of product should be good. Now delivery times. So as you know that the perishable goods, the life of perishable goods are not so long. We need to keep in the refer containers, we keep in the cold areas, warehouses, so the goods will be in right way, otherwise it will be spoiled. Okay, so in such case delivery time is also important. We cannot send the quite old food, vegetable and foods to other countries. Okay, so there is a certificate also required for the check out and approved. Now transportation cost, we need to keep in mind that transportation cost is very important. The various kind of transportation we use, first we move goods from our factory to the ICD, then we need to transport like a truck which can carry the containers from our factory to the ICD. Then after the examination the cargo hand over to the shipping line, then shipping line will take the cargo uh, for the rail movements. Okay, then rail movements, container reach at the port of loading, where you have to load the containers on the ships. Okay, so these are the various type of rates comes across the this process. So in this processes we need to understand and try to reduce, okay, and try to implement the best procedure which will affect and reduce the cost of the company and will achieve the objective of the companies which relate to financial performance. So guys, some points we have tried to understand in this session, and the balance point we will cover in the next session. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching this session. Have a nice day.